Cairo is changing its face. The soul remains the same, but it's changing their face because it's a 5,000 years old city, or a group of cities came together to form this Cairo that we know today. With a huge 25 million people living out there, the developments and the improvements and the updates of the city is not an easy job at all. But the government almost spent 22% of the GDP on the infrastructure for the whole country, of course, but Cairo takes the majority of it, from the ancient Egyptian sites to the Islamic era, Greco-Roman before that, until modern today. So we promise everyone of a whole new city in Cairo with an unprecedented experience living through history until today. The Grand Egyptian Museum, as we call it, is by far gonna be the largest museum on earth dedicated to one civilization. And this project has taken more than 20 years, right from the beginning of the idea to what we have today. The idea was giving a place, final place, for the collection of Tutankhamun, the boy king, to come together. This is almost 6,000 pieces to come together for the first time since the opening and discovery of the tomb in one place. Then the idea grew over days, not only Tutankhamun, but for the entire civilization, ancient Egyptian civilization. What you're gonna see and experience within this museum is a glimpse of the Egyptian civilization through what we call the 30 dynasties, where Egyptians, on 3 tracks, where Egyptians developed the concept of kingship and the concept of living together and building communities, and the values of life to get prepared for the afterlife. So you're gonna be experiencing this with a focus on Tutankhamun as an example of that, plus so many other marvelous things. 20 years, the wait is almost over. The project is finalized. I can confirm 98%, to be sure, is complete. We have some fine tunings, but this is gonna be hopefully opened this year. Tourism relies massively on airlift, on airlines. 90% of the travelers come to Egypt by air. And this is why we wanted every airline on earth, be it charter flights, regular flights, low-cost airlines, to come to Egypt. And this is why we're putting so much of what we call it the aviation incentive program, to encourage airlines to operate within Egypt and to minimize their risks and the operations, and as well as the entry visas facilities. Now more than 180 nationalities can obtain visas upon arrival in any of the Egyptian ports or airports, with big facilitation for the GCC countries, not only for the locals, but for the expats living in the GCC country. Once you have a residence visa in the GCC, you'll be eligible for an entry visa with very minimal visa fees.